How do you change the way a city sounds? Pipe in some music? Or maybe silence the traffic? What about banning outdoor karaoke? Or you could just wear earplugs. I'm Andrew Ryan, and in today's Ear to the Ground, in honor of last week's Taipei Listening Day and World Listening Day, we find out how Taiwan's capital city is working to curate its own soundscape.
贴紧台湾的羊耳朵 An ear to the ground.
So why should people in Taipei care about the soundscape of our city? And why should we focus on listening? That's Professor Li Mingtong from National Taiwan University's Department of Sociology asking the question. He says that our city is already full of rich images that make us forget to be quiet and open our ears. You have to be quiet in order to listen. Mingtong is standing on a boat which is motoring up the Danshui River toward the ocean. We've gathered together to try to shift people's attention from the way Taipei looks to the way it sounds. And Mingtong has already been instrumental in a variety of sound-related projects and policies. He's helped gather together musicians to fill the Taipei metro system with music for when the cars enter the station. And they've switched the cold mechanical beeps that you can hear at the station entrances to piano notes. But he says we can take that a step further and alter the alarm sound that warns passengers when the doors in the cars are closing. But it's not just about redesigning the sounds of our city, it's also about cutting down on the noise pollution. Now that Taipei has joined other global cities in celebrating World Listening Day, he says, the hope is that people can turn down the volume on their televisions and radios and other things that make noise in public. Just turn them down a couple of notches. The same is true for the cars we drive and the volume of our voices when we talk. Just by turning all that down, the city will become quieter, says Li Mingtong. It can bring the noise down by 5 to 10 decibels. Once we bring down the volume, he says, we can listen to the sounds that everybody in the city makes. And not just the human sounds, but also the birds and the animals and nature. Taipei is a basin, an amazing ecological system surrounded by mountains. We think that the only living things in our city are the several million people who live here, he says. But a well-known writer and nature enthusiast, Liu Kexiang, once told Li Mingtong that from 4:30 or 5 o'clock in the morning until 7 a.m. every morning, there are all kinds of bird sounds that can be heard, not just in the periphery of the city, but at its very center. Those birds you can hear there, those were recorded in the early hours of the morning near my house. Who knew you could hear so many bird sounds in the middle of our bustling city? Mingtong says that when his friends from Japan come to Taipei, they say that the sounds that leave the biggest impression on them are the roar of the scooters and the birds of dawn. Now, the scooter part's a bit embarrassing perhaps, but the bird part is interesting, says Li Mingtong. In Tokyo, you can hear mostly just crows. But in Taipei, there are many different layers of bird sounds. It's very beautiful, says Mingtong, and we're very proud of it. Lila Fan, the director of the Soundscape Association of Taiwan, is the driving force behind Taipei Listening Day. She says that Taiwan is actually the perfect place to refocus on listening because of its inclusiveness, its diversity, and its many, many beautiful sounds.
And I think Taiwan is a very liberal democracy. People know we have so many sounds surrounding us, but I think we can create more value to appreciate different sound and to try to live in the harmony world, not only to respect human sound, but also animal sound for the place you live.
With an ear to the grounds, I'm Andrew Ryan. I'm going to leave you with this question today. What can a boatload of journalists, politicians, and sound lovers hear when you put them in the middle of a river in Taipei? We'll have that answer next week on Ear to the Ground.